last one. I did this yesterday for Kadin's birthday. He turned 11 on the 17th. Yesterday, my youngest turned 11 years old. This was his first birthday without me. My torn apart heart was truly devastated and defeated this worn body of mine. After all the times I pleaded with that ex-old man of mine, every time I told him how precious our children's lives are, how we only get so many moments in their lives, seems as if he wanted to punish me a little more. Oh, the bitterness of his trial and denial. But the only one he truly hurts is the one with the smallest of heartbeats. I can't even mutter any of my sanity against a voidless soul. I became tired of that nonsense a long time ago. And my sadness swept me away yesterday. It still seems as it is devouring every core of my being. As I said before, birthdays are more for the mothers. It is the day when a blessing big and bright decided to emerge from our wombs. I can remember Kadin's birth vividly. I remember Tanya and I walking every day trying to get Kadin to come out. It was so hot, and we would walk and talk and laugh about everything. Then the day of his birth, my mother looked at me and said, "That baby has to come out today," because Bo was starting school in less than a week. And of course, Bo's birthday is the day after. So I started on nipple stimulations, and the contractions started, so we set off to Chesapeake General. I had already been dilated for 2 months at 3 centimeters, so with the machine hooked up and the nurse remembered me from all the times before. She laughed and said, "Don't worry, we will have that epidural to you in no time." So my mother and I and Tanya sat waiting, and then Tanya had to leave to pick up my nieces. And then, of course, Kadin decided to come after she left. Rob had finally showed up at the hospital. As they said I could finally get to push, Rob asked me if he could leave. I laugh at that. My mother said to him, "Yes, please go stand outside." I laugh at this now. I was getting scared because I knew that the pain that was before was about to come again. But as I said, the nurse had already given me my button to numb the pain. A nurse practitioner walked in and said, "Okay, let's go." I was like, "No, I don't want to. It's going to hurt. No, thank you." She laughed at me. She said, "You can't even feel your legs." She was right. Then she said, "How many times did you push that button?" I told her, "Well, I really never stopped pushing the button." So then she asked me if I could push. I said, "Honestly, I feel like I have to fart." She said, "Good, now push with that thought." My mother standing beside me through it all. She was with me through every birth. Her strength to put up with me is amazing, so gentle and supportive. So I pushed, and Kadin emerged. I was terrified that he wouldn't have fingers or toes, or that he was misshapen in a way, because as I said before, I was at one time an abuser, and when I found out I was pregnant with him, I was about 4 months. And it took me until I was around 5 months to clean up my act and decide to stop being so selfish and to become a mother again. It sounds terrible, huh? But honesty is what I preach. So my mother erupted from her mouth, "Christina, he looks very dark." She had a deer in the headlight looks. And maybe that I was with someone other than Robbie. As Robbie was standing outside the door, my mother looked a little nervous. Oh my God, as I laugh at this now. But Kadin was intact, all fingers and toes. A very healthy 8-pound and 5-ounce baby boy. I was also 4 weeks early with him. He was a lifesaver for me. He is my mini-me. The laughter he brought to me, it's endless. He is my wild child. My youngest carries my father's last name. He is and always will be my greatest blessing. I just wish he knew all this.